You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Good. Greetings. No, I wasn't ignoring you. I was just trying to fix one or two things in the background studio right here. How are you doing? First of all, I have to apologize because the professor will be joining us, let's say, in 45 minutes, because when I said 8 p.m., that was 8 p.m. Central European time. But of course, he's joining us from West Africa, Cameroon. So actually, we are 1 hour ahead. So I just wanted to let you know. But of course, I said, let me come live because it's been long. So we can talk about or catch up while we wait for the professor to join us. Yes, of course. So how are we doing? We have a lot of things to talk about shortly. The time is now or never exactly. But I thought, let me just show my face again, because yesterday or the day before with Ambassador Tony Jaja, it was just straight to the point. We brushed the topic, and that connection, I felt it like my fans, my followers, my family was like, hey, Susan, you're different. Like, you just pop in and go. Are you becoming now that kind of conservative media personality, or what's going on? Come on, this is a community, right? So yes, of course, that was not the case. The case is a lot more different. We had that pressing issue to talk about, and yes, and we're seeing results of the conversations that we had. So I want to greet you. I want to meet up my big family here. I've missed you for so long, and like I said, there should be a lot of catching, and I give your attention. So I have 30 minutes with you. You can throw in all your questions and the salutations that we usually do before the professor would meet us. But prior to that, I want to make some announcements, which are very important regarding the upcoming show that we'll be having now. We all do know that the West African under ECOWAS was irritated, as I can say, had some irritation. Greetings, Professor Jumai. Greetings. I know this is a very important topic that is coming up with this professor. So I thought, let me just first of all kind of like prepare our minds for us to understand the importance of the topic. Because if he would just like show up, and it might, we might not have the time to actually ask some questions. This topic concerns the new Sahel region of Africa. We understand Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger broke up from the ECOWAS after having been penalized for issues that they thought wasn't fair enough from the side of ECOWAS. Okay. And so we have these three leaders, Commander in Chief Ibrahim Traore. Most of us have seen him. We've watched speeches. We've seen his work. I mean, and the other two, military general and the captain, from Mali and Niger. So it's a very interesting topic because, the Sahel region is causing a lot of attention on the continent. Global partners are figuring out what is going on. And then we have people that are anti-African friends thinking, why should these leaders be, siding with this and that? And so the global world is so focused on understanding on understanding what is this Sahel new region of Africa? What is this alliance between these three? How is it going to come out? And now we also have Senegal in his youngest leadership coming up also. So, 1 minute, the professor is calling. Greetings, professor.
Yes, hello, good greetings. But it's difficult for me to get in. Huh? There's so many instructions.
Okay. Wait a minute. Like, what is it saying?
Log in. You have to pay this and so pay that.
No, no.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing that you're paying. Did you click on the link that I sent?
Okay. Yes, I did. Okay, let me send it again. Is there anything else I must do?
No, there's nothing you should. There's nothing you should do. You just need to click.
On the link, that's it.
Yeah, you need to click the link. Will direct you because you're a guest on the show.
And then if you put the authorization for me automatically to get there, please.
Yeah, of course, I'll automatically let you. And I think because I'm live on the show now, I'll have to refresh so that you can join. Okay.
Yes, please.
And then I'll send you. I can send you an alternative link as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Professor.
Okay.
Yes.
Right,
so in 10-20 minutes, and then when you join, we just go live.
Okay.
All right. Take your time.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
You see, I was just talking to Professor Jean Emmanuel PONDI. I think most of you overheard what he was saying. Like, that's the reason why I needed to come a little bit faster to give you this motivation why this topic is so important. Now we see the global community and the international community referring to these three generals and these leaders as juntas. We don't know why they call them juntas. Some critics are saying, "Oh no, they are terrorists." Like all this kind of stuff. But that's why it's very important for us Africans to understand what this alliance is all about and what is the impact of this alliance to the global south as we impact to the north. So now you see a professor like this has been going on because he's been booked from left, center, right, lecturing about this Sahel alliance. But it's really ridiculous all the time that the world has to be informed about what we ourselves don't even know, and so that advantage is always there about the Africans. That's why most of these topics are going to be really intensive lectures. We call it lectures. I mean, when people hear lectures, people that are book, they begin to feel like, oh, it's like a kind of a classroom or something like that. But yes, it has to be. It has to be because professors with good research on topics don't just blah, blah, blah. Don't just communicate or share information like we see on social media. It is fact oriented. Okay. They've done a whole research on the topic. And so whatever thing that they speak is tangible, is justifiable. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can speak it. All right. So most often the agendas that are happening on the continent of Africa, Africans are not aware at home and abroad. And that is why at some point, the partners or friends of or the global world is always ahead of information before Africans. We just know that, yes, there's this alliance. But what is the purpose of the alliance? How did it get into it? Or what triggered it? What is their mission? What is their vision? Now the global world is kind of like, oh, we are not sure if the people are for the alliance or not. It's some kind of like a dictator and blah 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 blah. And we also understood also the countries that were against this alliance before it came into friction. You do know it, but probably maybe we don't. And so that's the reason why we have a professional today, a professor with a long-serving history, one of the biggest Pan-Africans that nobody has ever spoken about them. Nobody have even known them. And so us that we are bringing, navigating them and they coming up, it's just a new period for Africa. It's a new era for Africa. It's the new Africa that we want and the new face of the leadership of this Africa. And so we have to take it so seriously, because when we talk about freeing ourselves or knowing ourselves, absolutely it only just means economic empowerment. That's all. But if you don't have the information and the knowledge that opens up to explain how challenges are looked at, are overlooked, or how you perceive information. We can sit every time and be talking black and proud and all that. It's not going to put food on our table. Why we are playing all those, black games, the Chinese and others exploiting the minerals, the gold, the opportunities on the continent. So for once and all, we're going to get serious, really serious. Like, all of us have to relearn. We already talked about it. We have to unlearn and to relearn. We have to unlearn so that we can learn again. Through the miseducation or the misinformation or the one-sided narrative or the lack of cultural awareness and identity of our history, of who we are, it's just but the right time now. So we're taking now the energy of the new Africa on the new leadership, on the new partnership. We see Africa is actually like, if they are not collaborating, like literally they have a right now to choose their partner. I just want to have the opportunity and the freedom to choose whom I can trade with, whom I can do business with, whom we can sign MOUs. It's just not that time where it's on the gun proof that, oh, you need to sign it or not. So that's the point that this lectures is going to be about. Okay, I already told you that, like just a gist in the background. But now I would refurbish this stream. It means I will cut off the stream, create another stream so that the professor can come in, but it's still going to be the same topic and the continuation of it. I told you, ask a lot of questions, listen a lot, and we just hope that they're going to allow him to be able to lecture to us today. But it's a very essential topic. These three leaders that are forming the alliance in the Sahel region is something Africans have to be proud of. Two of them are very young. Of course, the other one is in his middle 60s, but with a lot of experience. All of them trained and nurtured by institutions which we know, global institution. So it's an opportunity, not just being Black, not just being Pan-African, not just being African, not just being this, but to understand how this global politics, geopolitics affect and impacts the continent, so that we Africans should be part of that as stakeholders of the continent. Okay, so we're back live on Pan-African Daily. Like I said, stay in here, hang in here. We're going to come back live when the professor is here. Okay, thank you so very much. I'll be right back. So just hang in, just hang in, just hang in there. Don't leave. Just stay as you are. The only thing is I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change the program. Okay, like